Welcome back, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. It is February 14th, and this is episode 2, and we're so excited. We've got so much to talk about, so much to catch up about. So we want to really address the new incoming energies because there's just so much happening right now. And there are a lot of people, a lot of our clients and friends even, who are not feeling like they can keep up.
They're getting a little overwhelmed.
They're getting a little overwhelmed, right? So, like for instance, you had a client today. What did you advise for her?
She's actually in a position to where she's noticing that she's losing a lot of friends, that she's not feeling as good around them as she used to. So she's pulling her energy back. And so she needed help with realigning herself to be okay with the decisions that she's making for herself, because they're friends that she loves, and yet they are sort of going in a different direction that doesn't really feel good for her. So she needed help with being okay with herself. So it's really about pulling your energy back in and staying in alignment.
Connecting.
Yeah.
That is such a common theme. So many people are seeing that very same thing, because just like a multiple story high rise, right? When you're on those lower levels, in those lower frequencies, you are surrounded by so many people, because so many people are afraid. So many people are confused and scared. But as you rise up, as your energy improves and you begin to come into alignment with yourself, those old relationships just don't fit anymore.
Right.
It's painful, it sucks, you don't want to see them go, because these are people you dedicated and spent a lot of time with. You invested a lot of time in some of these people.
Them.
And you love them, and you want the best for them.
Right.
But you can't live there anymore. No. You need to move, make your way up to the penthouse.
Right.
Where there's less chaos, where there's a better view, where life is just sweeter. I'm in the penthouse.
Where you will start to attract people that are more like you.
Exactly right. Oh my gosh. So that's exactly right. So when people fall out of our lives, don't you find that you begin to attract new people who are just like, wow, I'm so glad I met you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you make space for that, right?
Space for that. Yeah. Exactly that. So when you align your energy, just quick process. If you were just somewhere in the middle of your day and felt like you needed to do it.
Well, I always revert back to my clearing. So I clear my energy, push it down into the earth, and then bring Earth's energy in and divine energy in, and I find myself in alignment.
Beautiful.
It's very fast.
Yes. Yeah. So every morning I do similar, and we're sort of sitting in the area where I do my morning routine. So I light my candles and I have my crystals, and I do exactly what you just said. And as I'm lighting the candles, I set an intention for each one. So this one is for my students, this one is for my clients, this one is for anyone who's going through something specific that needs a little extra love. And then when they're all lit, what I'll do is I will connect to my higher self, and I always connect to her, that extended part of me who lives in total understanding of what we're doing here. I always connect to her through my third eye. I feel her here, like there's a pipeline right here to her.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And then I feel the energy of Yeshua just fill my body, just like sparkles, tingles in my whole body. And from that space, I set the intention that the people that I come in contact with today will be able to see my light. They will know that I have a good heart and that I'm a helper. And that's how I start my day, from that place of gratitude and alignment. I mean, that's what we're talking about, alignment. Everything is alignment.
Right.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
And you do similar.
Yes. very, very similar.
So when we talk about connecting to guides, I think everybody has a little bit of a different way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, for me, I connect to my higher self from here. And then when I want to connect to my emotional body, that's here. I'm right in my heart. When I want to examine what am I feeling right now in this moment, I go right to the heart or the gut, right? Either one of those. I either go to the green or the gold. I make sure that the green and gold aren't all muddied up because sometimes that happens. I want to clear them out. And make sure that I'm really connecting to who I am, right? And when you're looking at somebody else's energy, that's where I look first.
I always go straight to the heart.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then after the heart, then I look at what's going on in the brain. And then I go throughout the entire body
Mm-hmm.
and clear it. And then I connect the heart to the brain.
Okay.
Because as we know.
Oh yeah, heart-mind coherence. That's everything. That bridge that you build between your heart and your mind and your gut. You know, we talk about how the brain runs the body, but it's actually the heart that tells the brain how to run the body. And studies have found, scientists have done the research and found that our hearts are full of neural pathways. So just like your brain, your heart is able to think for itself. And similarly, they have found that your gut is full of neural, I'm not getting the right word, but brain material, brain matter. You have brain matter in your belly and in your heart. So when you feel those gut instincts, your gut is able to send a message instantaneously, almost like faster than the speed of light. Just the synapse happens that fast to tell you to get out of the way. And that comes from your gut. Our bodies are so smart, and we're just beginning to scratch the surface of how this all works.
I know, it's exciting.
So yes, when you look into somebody's energy, you look at their energy first, and then you find what's going on in the body. Unless they come presenting with something that's going on in their body,
Mm-hmm.
and then you look there first and see how is it attached to what they're thinking and feeling.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting stuff.
Very exciting stuff.
One day,
Yeah.
we all will understand who we are.
Yeah.
And we'll all be able to heal ourselves and help to assist to heal others.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
I'm excited.
I've got lots of healing stories about how I healed myself. You've got stories about how you healed yourself.
Of course.
I think we got a little bit of a leg up though, because both of us have had 3 near-death experiences. When you spend time on the other side, you really do have a very finer point on the purpose of life. Like, you know, this is supposed to be fun. This is not supposed to be work. This should be enjoyable. We know that all there is love. And the only thing that exists outside of love is that. You exist further and further away from that core of love. So you've got fear, apathy, depression, anxiety, all of those things are all out way away from your heart. But as you come closer to love, when you start to feel things like willingness and, okay, I'll give that a shot. And then you start to reason, you go, maybe that makes sense. I'll try that. Then you start to feel love and joy and peace, and then you're right in the center of it, and that is alignment. Yes. So we had a client a week or so ago who was having an issue with her voice.
Yes, about maybe 10 days ago.
Okay.
She's a performer and she's in a show, and she, each night, so Friday nights it's 1 show, and then on Saturday there's 2 shows, and each show is 52 songs. So her voice kept getting raspier and raspier until one day she woke up and she had no voice. and she was absolutely in a panic because she had, the show must go on.
Right.
So I did a session with her and really looked into what was going on. And then I had a list of things for her to do. And so she stopped talking for 2.5 days. And then you had a remedy for her.
Mm-hmm.
And so I gave her that. And let's see, what else? I told her to just pretend that she had the flu. So just cuddle up with a blankie, binge on Netflix, just totally rest, no worries, meditate.
Yeah.
And it was 5 days. She followed instructions beautifully. And after 5 days, she started to practice. And then it was the next night that she went on stage, and she hadn't felt so good in 3 or 4 weeks. So she sent me a video,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I cried my eyes out. And so I thought, okay, I'll watch it one more time and try to not cry. I couldn't stop crying. It was so, so beautiful. I could feel her joy and her happiness, and I was right there with her. So very, very exciting. Very exciting. I know, I had to send you the video. It's like, look at this, look at this.
And
so amazing.
For our audience, she's in LA, so 400 miles from where we are ish, right? So this whole thing took place just through the ethers, because everything is energy. Everything is energy.
Ooh, let's talk about your book.
Oh, okay.
I'm so excited. I think I need 7, right?
Okay.
I just had my 7th grandchild, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So about 2 weeks ago, I was waking up on a Sunday morning, and I had the idea for a children's book in my head. And I'm a best-selling author. I have 3 other books. I've done this before. And suddenly I had this children's book in my head. And I never tried to write for children. I never even considered the idea. But the whole story was in my head. All of it. Every bit of it. I had images in my mind for what the illustrations were going to look like. It was just there. It was a gift. Boom. Right there in my head. So I got out of bed. I was alone in the house. My husband was doing something outside of the house. I sat down at my computer. I wrote it all out. I did all of the illustrations. It was done, a complete package by 11:30. Right?
And then I came over that day. I came over
That's
that day too. And you put it up on the television.
Yes.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, I'll order 7 right now.
All right, so here's the story. This is what the book is about. Because we do so much work, so much healing work with adults who have got lots of programming, lots of false beliefs about who they are and what they should do. There's no such thing as should. And it's all about releasing the past so that you can have a joyful future. So this book, the whole idea is catching them when they're little, before they've got all this baggage, before they've got all this stuff that they have to clear when they're grown-ups, so that they can maintain their alignment right out of the gate. I was going to say right out of the tunnel, but right out of the
more
gate.
accurate. Right out of the tunnel.
So it's basically about, it's okay to feel sad if your toy breaks. It's okay to feel mad if the weather isn't sunny and you wanted to go out and play. But the most important thing to remember is that that's not where you're meant to be. Mm-hmm. So catch yourself when you're feeling those emotions that don't feel good, and bring yourself back into alignment. And then there's the actual process that Annie and I use to ground ourselves and bring in pure universal light, so that you can teach your toddlers and your little ones from the beginning how to maintain their alignment. Emotional maturity from the beginning. I just love love the whole idea. Yes, yeah. I am very excited too. We both have multiple grandchildren, and so the idea already that these children are such geniuses. They come into this world and they're so smart. They've got so much to teach. And for us to just give them the permission to feel all of your emotions, feel sad, feel mad, kick, scream, carry on, do it, but then turn it off when it's over. You don't have to live there.
You don't have to carry it.
You don't have to carry it.
You don't have to let it build. So
Right.
all of a sudden everything feels so heavy.
Right. Say goodbye to Ritalin, say goodbye to all of that ADHD nonsense. It's all about just training your heart to come into sync with who you really are. And when they're little, they get it. So that book's going to be coming out soon. We'll tell you all about it when it does.
And then that brings us from the book to the medicine.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. We have been just binging on information from Dr. Brian Ardis, from different websites like Organic Leaves, and there was one that wasn't even in America. I can't remember what it was, but it was in Spanish. Anyway, all of these scientists from around the globe for years, from before COVID-19 began, were doing tests. Of course, they wanted to see what was going to work against COVID-19. And what they found, and this is the biggest surprise, is that nicotine is the one substance that is able to break down the protein that surrounds the COVID-19 virus and multiple other viruses. So flu, herpes, any kind of virus that you can imagine, it just breaks down the protein. And likewise, if you've had the COVID-19 vaccine, or even if you've had Novocaine, any kind of dental procedure that required an injection, what we've learned is that these vaccines, these injections contain what they call nanobots. And I know we heard a lot of talk about this for years, and so many of us thought, oh yeah, science fiction, what a wacky thing. But we've seen it under the microscope. And what you're looking at right now, these little square pieces, are the actual nanobots under a slide. And what they're introducing into that solution, that cloud that you're seeing coming in from the side, that is nicotine. And watch how the nicotine breaks down the proteins around each one of those nanobots. And once that protein barrier is dissolved, the nanobot dissolves as well.
It's miraculous.
It's miraculous. So this product, it's just herbal drops. It's going to be a compound of tobacco, licorice root, and cinnamon. Those three things are like the Shaman secret blend. And so that's what we're calling it, Shaman secret blend. And it's a tobacco complex, basically. So it's going to be able to repair the damage from COVID. You know, so many people have these long-standing symptoms. So heart issues specifically are targeted by this formula, and brain issues, the brain fog. And they've actually done studies and found that nicotine can heal brain tumors. Did you see that? Did you hear that?
I did.
So
I did.
So
I know. It's mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling.
And it's been ingrained in us how horrible tobacco is.
Right.
But it's really not the tobacco. No. It's all of the additives in the cigarettes that are addictive, right, and that aren't good for us.
Right.
So
Nicotine's not addictive. In fact, nicotine can be found in all of our nightshade vegetables. So you can find it in eggplant. You can find it in celery. It's in red tomatoes, but even more so in green tomatoes. All of those vegetables that the doctor will typically tell you to stay away from. They'll say to stay away from nightshades if you have inflammation in your body. But it's because they want to prescribe steroids for your inflammation instead of these vegetables, which will take care of it by itself. And when I was reading all of that research, I couldn't help but think, oh my gosh, the Mediterranean diet again, right? Yeah. All those tomatoes, the olive oil, all of those garlic, oregano, they are so amazing for your immune system. Yeah, Earth's magic. I love all of that. So there too, we're doing the product labeling and packaging. And when it's ready, we're going to let you all know. And there will be a link below the video for that.
And I will be taking it as a prophylactic.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Me too, for sure. We have somebody on our list who we want to send some healing energy today. He's one of our students in SGLA, which, if we haven't mentioned that before, SGLA is the Sustainable Global Leadership Academy, and we meet several times a week. It's a big family around the globe, literally, and we're doing our part to beam the light. That's an Annie-ism. Beam the light around the globe to raise the vibrational frequency of the planet. Yeah. And so this gentleman is part of that community, and he's got arthritis
and some back issues.
Okay. Now, how old would you say he is?
Oh, maybe about 38, 40 maybe.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you can join us if you want to, or you can just watch us. But we're going to just begin to tune into him. I've got my shoes off already. I'll keep them out of the way so I can touch the ground.
It's going to take me a second to take my boots off.
Okay. Those boots are made for walking, but not for healing.
That's right. That's right.
Okay. Yeah, we like karaoke. That's one of my songs. All right.
You do it so well. Okay.
I want to go ahead and we're going to put you right here in between us.
Connected to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm ready to put your...
It's probably dinner time for him. That's what I'm feeling. All right. Now I'm just connecting with Joshua's heart. Surprisingly open, or not surprisingly open. And we're going to ask our guides and his to lead us to exactly what needs to be seen and cleared right now. I'm being led to his digestive system. And again, it might be because it's dinner time. There's stuff going on there. I'm feeling like he might need a detox. What are you getting?
So I'm seeing a lot of green, which means that we're right in there in his system. Green signifies healing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel inflammation.
Yeah, not just in the joints, but in his digestive system too.
I'm just clearing it for him.
Mm-hmm. I just want to put my awareness in between the molecules right now, and I'm going to expand all the tissues, all the muscles, all the joints, and allow the energy to move in between the particles so that the energetic portion of the inflammation can be lifted away, and any physical parts of the inflammation can just be taken away by the bloodstream and eliminated. Did you feel that?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Yes, huge shift. I wouldn't be surprised if he reached out to you and said, "Were you in there? Because I felt you." I can almost feel him do like a rag doll, just beautiful.
I feel an emotional shift also.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right, so let's go ahead and surround him with white light, golden ribbons. Calling the entire light council, surround him with transformational healing love. Just beam at him. Total and complete wholeness from a place of 100% compassion and love. We see you in your wholeness. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
My favorite thing.
My favorite thing. Oh my goodness, how lovely. And please absorb all of that love yourself. Share it out to those in your life. It belongs to everybody.
Right. Make sure to keep some for yourself.
Oh, baby. Yes.
And if you have any requests, please let us know. Reach out to us, message us.
Yes, absolutely. We would love to do this with you.
Yeah.
So Annie taught me about expanding time. And I think this is just the most fantastic use of our energy. We talk about timelines and the difference between living in the third dimension, everything that you can see here and now, and the fifth dimension, where all possibilities exist. Yeah. But when we were in Mexico, you taught me a real lesson in expanding time. You want to share?
I don't even remember.
Okay, so the first time that you told me about
Okay.
doing this, I felt like we were running late for one of our gatherings. We were on a Sacred Sisterhood retreat. And I'm like, it's dinner time or something. I'm like, we've got to be down there now. And you were just doing your makeup or your hair or something. And you were like, no, we're fine. I'm expanding time. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Expanding time. I'm wanting to panic. And she's like, no, we're fine. And she's not sweating. She's completely just doing everything in literally her own time. And I'm like, okay. And I just stood by and I watched. I'm like, I'm learning something new. And as we left our little cabin, our little, what was that? A little hut. All the other ladies were coming out too.
Oh, it's Valentine's.
It's
Day.
Valentine's
today.
Day.
We're lashy.
We're very lashy. Come in here real quick. Oh, it's Valentine's Day.
This is what love looks like.
This is what love looks like.
Aw.
Look at
Get your
this.
flowers.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much.
And the kid got you something too.
Aww.
The sunflower seeds are for me. And peanut butter
And a
heart.
peanut butter heart.
Oh,
I love you so much.
very sweet.
Amy.
Thank you. Oh, you are the absolute best. So when we stepped out of the cabin or the hut or whatever it was called, I can't remember.
It was made out of adobe, I think. So.
It was like an earth bag house, an earth bag thing, a round thing. It
Super
looked like a
cool.
big beehive. All the other ladies were just coming out of theirs as well. We were all making our way to the dining hall together. So I'm like, okay, I guess that worked. And literally all the things that she did, and I don't remember, there was a lot. You were doing makeup and hair, and where's my purse? And oh, I don't want this purse, I want that purse. And I was going, oh my God, we're gonna be late.
But you've used it.
But I have used it
times.
since.
Yes.
Yes. And so it's about coming into alignment with that part of you that knows that time is an illusion. All there is now. We had an example today.
We did.
We did. We had an example today. So she said, I'm going to go and get us lunch.
Oh, that's right.
And I'll be over there in a bit. Okay, great. But I had something I needed to do first. So I ran to the office. She said, I'm on my way. And I thought, I'm not going to get back in time if she's on her way now because I just arrived here and I've got this, and this to do. And I still did all of my things. And I got back here before she got here because I was living in a place where everything is always working out for me. And that was the mantra in my head. Everything is always working out. And I feel like when I get myself into that space where I'm rushing around, that's when I make mistakes. That's when I have to do things twice. That's when I drop something or I stub my toe or you get into an accident or dumb things happen. But if you just go, no, this is going to happen on my terms, in my timeline that I designate, then it absolutely works.
It does work. It is one of my favorite mantras too, and we got that from Abraham Hicks.
Yes.
Everything is always working out for you.
Right. 100%. And the other thing that goes right along with this is segment intending.
Again from Abraham.
Again
Hicks.
from Abraham Hicks. So in that moment when I was at the office, I saw myself getting here before her. I saw it in my mind's eye. I knew that it was going to be absolutely fine. And here's a funny thing I didn't even tell you. So I left the office and I'm coming up the street and a motorcycle pulls out in front of me. And I swear he must have been going 18 miles an hour and zigging and zagging and taking his time. And I just was like, okay. I'm supposed to be here, and so I'm here. And I think things like I'm being saved from an accident or I'm being kept away from something that I'm just not supposed to be there yet. And so I just completely relaxed with it, and I watched him do this all the way up. But trust me, when we got to the stop sign and he made a right and I made a left, I was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Happy Valentine's Day. Are you going to do anything special tonight with your lovey?
Probably.
Okay.
We've been talking about it, but we haven't decided on what. But
Okay.
He started talking about it about a week ago.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Very good. Yeah. So enjoy your Valentine's Day, and we will see you again next time. You can look at all the information below this video for the things that we were talking about. Remember to look for the moonstone necklaces. We always wear these. They're supercharged with our energy. And remember, till next time, we love you.